Big Lebowski coming back at you again. So I was at my local gun shop recently and I saw a pretty cool pistol for sale, so I decided to pick it up and make a video on it. So let's take a look. As you probably already figured out, my new pistol is an IMEZ Makarov, an IJ70-18A, chambered in 9x18 Makarov, made in Russia. I believe they're made in a few other countries, but this one is made in Russia. I know a lot of the military variants were made in a bunch of the Soviet states, but this one is marked made in Russia by IMEZ. One thing about this handgun, I picked it up on sale for less than $200 at my local gun shop. I'm very happy with that because the listing price was around $300, so they knocked off over $100 for the sale. So I'm really happy that I picked this guy up. So basically, this is your simple blowback semi-automatic handgun, double action, single action with a decocking safety. So when you cock the handgun, okay, and you put it on safe, it decocks the handgun. So then when you pull the handgun out and you put it on safe, it's double action for the first shot, and then once the slide reciprocates, then that hammer is going to come back and it's going to be single action for the second shot. My Makarov came with these interesting grips. I don't believe they're stock, but I could be wrong. The stock grips that I know of have a star on them and say Makarov at the bottom. These seem to be comfort grips or some kind of a target grip, but I really, really like these grips. I've seen these grips on a lot of other Makarovs, so it could just be a different kind of grip that came from the factory, but I couldn't really find any information on it. It has a heel-type magazine release. So right here, that's your magazine release. So you would pull it back and pull the magazine out. Unlike the American-style magazine release where it would be a button right here that would pop out the magazine. Now, this is the civilian variant of the Makarov. They also make a military variant of the Makarov with fixed sights to the slide and wooden grips for use in the Russian military. This, the civilian variant, they're produced mainly for import into the United States for sale to civilians here. Alright, enough jibber-jabber. Let's take her up to the range and see what my new hole puncher can do.
At least 2 holes, that's more than the whole world. That might be...
So we're shooting a little low, so let's try to compensate for that. Here's my grouping with the 40 SIG P226 compared to the 9mm Makarov. So now that we're back from the range, I'm going to show you how to disassemble and reassemble this handgun. So first thing you always want to do is you want to make sure there's no magazine in the gun, no bullet in the chamber. We're ready to go, okay? So first thing you do with this handgun here is you want to pull the trigger guard out, and it's going to catch. When you pull it out and you let it go, it's going to catch right on the side here of the receiver. So what you want to do from here is you want to pull it back and up. And from here, it's going to come right off of the barrel. As you can see, it's a fixed barrel design. That's because it's just a straight blowback, okay? So this is pretty much your disassembled Makarov. I can't really get the spring off, so I don't know if you're supposed to take the spring off. It's not really that big of a deal. I'm not going to take the spring off. So I'm going to clean it as is. I'm not going to walk you through that because it might be boring. So once I have this cleaned, I'll be back to reassemble. Now, to put the Makarov back together, all we need to do is to guide the spring in the barrel right in here to the slide through this hole here. Okay. It can be kind of a pain in the butt to get it right the first time. All you need to do is get it to that point where it slides all the way back. Okay. It falls into place. Now all you need to do is to guide the trigger guard back into where it locks it up, and you're ready to go. Fully functional Makarov. So I'm not going to bore you with the endless details and history on the Makarov. Most of you probably already seen Forgotten Weapons videos on the Makarov and the history of the Makarov. There's nothing more I can say that he hasn't already said. But, you know, the synopsis for this handgun is, you know, they're one of the most popular handguns in Europe and in the world, honestly. Over 5 million were produced, many during the Cold War. They're still in use today by the Russian military. They have never replaced the Makarov. They tried to replace the Makarov with handguns like the MP443 Grok, but they never fully replaced the Makarov just because they have so many Makarovs in their supply because they produce so many of them. And, you know, they produce so many of them, so there are many out there in civilian hands. You can get a lot of Makarovs on the surplus military market. You can even get the commercial ones on the used handgun market here in the States. So, you know, they're very popular handguns, and rightfully so. You know, I didn't have any problems at the range. It shot really nice. I mean, it could be more accurate, but I could chalk that up to either the ammo or just me not being as acquainted with these guns as I am with my other handguns. But, you know, at the end of the day, very good handgun. Very easy to disassemble and reassemble. Very easy to use. Yeah, the ammo can be hard to find and a little pricey, but, you know, I'm glad I added this to my collection. So on the left here, this is your 380 ACP, or your 9x17 millimeter. Here, you got your 9x18 Makarov. As you can see, it's a steel cased ammo. And here you got your 9x19 Parabellum, Luger, NATO. Goes by a lot of names. Well, that's it for this video. You know, all in all, I'm really, really happy with my new pistol. I got it for a really good price. It functions perfectly. It shoots straight. I can't complain. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.